fellow Amberlanders. This is your comrade, Amabo Cecilia Benue, spokesperson for the AGC. Today, I want to talk to us about the Never Again project, aka the Game Changer. That was launched almost 2 weeks ago by Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba. We face multiple attacks on a daily basis in our revolution, both within and without. War superpowers seems to have all risen against us, supporting the very regime that is notorious for committing war crimes, crimes of genocide, crimes against humanity. But we are resolute and a determined people to see a free homeland. If there was ever a time that we needed consistent action on ground zero to make sure that the ground is hot and make it ungovernable for the occupier, that time is now. There is need for us to defend our territory, defend our people, and defend our resources. And once we make that place so ungovernable for them and very hot, it doesn't matter to us if they sign £1 billion trade deal with foreign governments or foreign companies. That will be their problem to settle. We are going to have control over our territory and over our resources, and we will be the ones calling the shots. We saw our guys few days ago in action on ground zero, and the whole social media break loose with the famous slogan, Watana Wata. If our guys were able to resist and withstand the incoming, that is because they had in their possession enough granates to defend the block and to defend themselves. It's almost 2 weeks since Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba came out and launched the Never Again campaign, aka the Game Changer, targeting $300,000. He explained to us the necessity of the game changers on ground zero at this stage of our revolution and why we must acquire such. We also heard the passionate and patriotic speech of General Ivor of the ADF, their willingness and desire to bequeath to the future generation a free homeland, and their zeal to do so even if it means giving up their lives and not entering that paradise. We were all moved by the passionate speech of this brave soldier. But the simple feeling of emotions is not gonna give us the desired result. Feeling emotional is not gonna take us to Boya. What will take us to Boya is your reaction by dipping your hands deep in your pocket to provide to these guys what they need. We heard him very clearly. He said all what he demands from us, the diaspora, is to provide them with the needed materials to sustain them each time they go out for an outing to chase out the occupier out of our territory. That is all what they want from us. They are determined to fight till the last man standing. Amberlanders. The launching of the Game Changer project is in compliance with the request of General Ivor. They have proven to us through their bravery and determination on the ground that they are a people we can entrust these resources to. Their dedication to make sure that we have a free homeland is overwhelming. There will be no Ambazonia without these ground soldiers. All what they ask from us is to supply them with the needed materials, with as many game changers as possible. We saw the materials they had in that video, and you can imagine what many of those would do if we just provide it to them. The dream that we've been having will indeed be translated into a reality if we provide these people with the needed materials they need. Before people came out and sabotaged the ADF, that there is no ADF on ground zero. ADF does not exist on ground zero, and so on. If we have never come out to put the lives of our boys on the social media and at risk, it's because we believe that we are fighting a common cause, and as such, we need to have that mutual respect for each other. Respect each other, respect their space, respect the work they are doing for the liberation of our homeland. But the continuous sabotaging of ADF by many who are using it to extort money from people, from Ambazonians, deceiving them that there is no ADF on ground zero, has forced us to make sure that our people know that there is always ADF, that there has always been ADF on ground zero, that ADF is that force that has sent shockwaves to the Yaoundé regime through its multiple attacks. That ADF is that force that has inflicted pain on the occupier. And when there is the mention of ADF in their camp, they all tremble. That ADF is the People's Army. ADF has come to stay, and ADF will never back up until we all have a free homeland. If today we are having an international coverage of our struggle, we can conveniently say thanks to the ADF for the great job they've been doing to make sure that the regime suffer the pain that our people have been suffering for the past 57 years. The same people who went out to say there is no ADF today are the same people who are criticizing and saying that we are putting the lives of our boys at risk. And I begin to wonder, how is it possible that you are so concerned about the life of a soldier that does not exist? How is it possible that you are so concerned about the lives of our soldiers more than us who own the soldiers? How is it possible you think you are so concerned about the life of the soldier more than the soldier himself? Ambalanders, please wake up from your dreams. Stop this social media noise making and focus on the enemy. We love our soldiers, and our soldiers love themselves more than you can ever imagine. Nobody will go out and put the lives of our soldiers at risk. So please zip it and have your rest. Fellow Ambalanders, this is the moment of change. This is the moment of action. The time of politicking is over. Rise up from your various corners and be a change maker, and be a game changer, and Boya will be faster than you expected. Yesterday we saw the arrivals of warships from China into our territory. When the Americans sent us, they said it was meant to fight the Boko Haram insurgency. But we all know those weapons ended up fighting our innocent boys on ground zero. So the case of China will not be this different. The case of China, or the story behind those weapons, would not be different. We have to be ready. We have to be prepared before they take us unaware. For far too long we've been moving in circles, and for far too long we've been talking with ourselves and against us. This is time for action, and I invite you to join me, and let us say never again will we sit and watch, or will we sit idly and watch our boys exterminate it. Never again will we watch our young girls raped, maimed, beaten, forced to crawl on muddy water in our own territory, and there is nothing we can do about it. Rise up and say never again will we see our communities razed down to ashes, our properties destroyed, our mothers and sisters made refugees, our people hiding in bushes, displaced from their own homes in their own territory by invading forces. The blood, the ashes of Mami Api, they're all crying for vengeance. The blood of Sam Sawyer and the many who have fallen are all crying for vengeance, and you cannot afford to be indifferent. You cannot afford to sit quiet in your own home in the diaspora and do nothing. The boys on the ground say they are ready. They are ready to fight to the last man standing. And you should be ready to just provide them with what they need to make sure that they make the territory ungovernable for the occupier. Be provoked by these incidences. Let the massacres in Batibo, the massacres in Manu, the massacres in Bello, the massacre in Menka, and many others that have taken place in our territory. Let the video yesterday that dehumanized our women, our girls, provoke you to your very nerve to rise up. Let these things provoke you, so that you will rise and say, never again shall we watch our people humiliated in such a manner. Rise up and be a son and daughter of Ambazulu. Rise up and be a founder of the revolution. The boys on ground zero are not asking you for a salary. They are not asking you to build mansions for them. All what they are asking from you is to provide them with the needed materials to make sure they take control over the airspace and the land of Ambazonia and chase out the occupier from our territory. That is all what they are asking for. They are not asking for you to come home and stand the bullet. They are willing to take the bullet in your place. Ambalanders, if at this stage of the revolution you are still playing the game of it's none of my business, I feel so sorry. I feel so sorry, because the massacre is not over. The humiliation is not over. The slavery is not over, and it will be worse if you back out now. Thank you all for your kind attention, and I thank you again in advance for your various contributions. I want to use this opportunity to give my patriotic salute to our brave soldiers for the incredible job and the tremendous job they are doing on ground zero. General Ivor, we say thank you. We thank you for your determination. We thank you for your patriotism. We thank you for making it possible for us to stand and say we are a people. To say I am proud to be called an Ambazonian. We thank you. You can contribute to the game changer on the following links that will come out immediately after this video. Thank you, and until we meet again. Ambazonia must be free. Short live the struggle, and long live Ambazonia.